Welcome to Tokyo Alpha, the show where we talk about the Japanese NFT market. I'm Tony. I host Japan's top ranked NFT podcast, and I am joined by Crypto, one of the co founders of the Japanese Alpha community, Spam DAO. Hey, Crypto.
Hey, how is it?
Good, good, good. Doing all right. So, another crazy week. And have well, okay. Let the usual question. First question: where are you this week?
Yeah, I'm still in Japan. I might fly to Thailand
Oh,
in a week or two.
jeez,
Yeah, I have somebody to recruit for my team, so I need to fly there.
nice. Wow. Okay, that's pretty
Mm.
cool. So, okay, so last week you were in Kyoto, and now you're back in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. And this is all for Zeal Chain. I mean, the regular listeners know already, but Zeal Chain is a new project. And the art is being done by Yoshitaka Amano, the artist that is very well known for his work on Final Fantasy. And what do you can you say your title, like what exactly you're doing, or it's not yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm a marketer basically.
Oh, okay, okay, cool.
I'll be the one like arranging the collab with the other projects, and I manage Twitter,
Yeah,
and I will be managing the Discord and the Twitter community.
cool, cool. So, well, if anybody listening is interested, that's at Zeal Chain. That's Ziel Chain, Chain, on Twitter. So that's what is taking up a lot of crypto's time, which also results in him not like being able to buy anything.
Well, I bought something this week.
What did you
I
buy? What
mean,
did you buy?
I minted MetaKozo.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay, okay. So okay, we can talk about that. So, MetaKozo is a new project that came out it came out over the weekend. I think on Sunday
Mm-hmm.
Japan time, maybe.
Sunday
Um,
or Saturday? Yeah.
yeah, it was the weekend, but yeah, I think it was Sunday because on Saturday it was Edo one and what was the other one?
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
NeoStackey, and then the next day it
yeah.
was
Mm.
MetaKozo and Shield Age. Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So MetaKozo is a new project that's been selling pretty well, and I think it minted at like 0.059, I think, or
Something like that. Like
point zero.
mm,
It was point zero something. It was yeah 0.03 or 5. I wrote it
yeah,
down somewhere, but
0.03, I think.
oh yeah, sorry. Shield Age was more expensive. Metakoza was the cheaper one. Yeah, I think it was point zero 0.03. Yeah,
Mm.
and then it's gone up to like around 0.2, I think. Right? It was
0.22 or 23 or something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And right now it's like 0.17. So and
Yeah.
it's revealed, so it's holding pretty well. And it's a small collection. I think it's only like 2,222.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Can you say anything about I didn't know about this at all. I just I saw it on OpenSea and oh, Japanese project. What is this? And yeah, I didn't know about it.
Well, what caught my eyes is like they are really active on the Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And that's about it. Like it's created by the mod from One Block.
Okay, yeah.
So
One Block is the team behind Meta Samurai.
yep.
Yeah,
So they know how to build the community, I guess. But
yeah.
yeah, in the long, it's good, short term.
Hmm.
But I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what happens in the half a year, after
yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Japanese meta dies down and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No idea either. But yeah, it was kind of a surprise project for me. I didn't know about it, but I guess if you're in the Meta Samurai kind of circle, and if you know about what's going on there, maybe you probably know more about that stuff you probably knew about. Yeah, I'm not a holder, so I totally missed it. But seems like yeah, like I saw a lot of people tweeting about it, so it seems like there's a lot of people excited about the project. But again, I have no idea like what they're doing, so I can't really say anything else.
Hmm.
Um, as for like, okay, so you bought that, you minted that, and I know you. didn't mint other stuff that you forgot about.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, was it well, this was like 2 weeks ago, but you forgot to submit your wallet address for junk food party, right?
Yeah, junkies. Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's still holding pretty good. It's around 0.2, so it's doing okay.
Zero point
Um,
0.2.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's been kind of going up and under, like it's been in the 0.2 ish range. So
Hmm.
it's still like a 4x, I think, from mint, something like that.
Hmm.
And then what was another one? You also we can talk about Edo. Edo one or Edomin. The actual project is called Edomin, Edomin. You
Hmm.
also had a whitelist for that one, right?
Yeah, and I forgot to submit the wallet.
Yeah. But so I mean, yeah, Edomin was, or Edo one, whatever you want to call it, was a project that we talked about a long time ago, and then last week we mentioned like that was one that was getting a lot of attention for this past weekend. It did mint out, and it the mint price was 0.001. So I mean, anybody that minted was probably going to be at least, some minimal profit. It didn't really do that much on the floor. I mean, it did go up, but it didn't do anything like super crazy. Right now it's around 0.02, 0.03. So I think it got too much hype, and then it kind of, people were, yeah, I don't know, just too much hype was a negative thing for it, and maybe it didn't go up as uh, much as a lot of people anticipated, probably.
Hmm.
So yeah, I really don't know what they're trying to do with that. Personally, like I was rather, this might sound harsh, but I was kind of disappointed by the art, because a lot of the profile pictures, whatever, the art looked very similar.
Hmm.
The faces look very similar, the traits look very similar, and so it's really tough to get people excited because they all just kind of look very similar. So, like I think that this project, they said it in the Twitter profile, is that this is like a project by amateurs trying to do something that will breathe fresh air into the Japanese NFT market. I don't know what
Hmm.
they're trying to do long term, but I mean, it's a bunch of people without experience, so there's limits to what they could do. And I think probably this project, just for whatever reason, got a whole bunch of attention and hype, and when maybe it shouldn't have, in a way, right? Because they weren't trying to like build a metaverse or anything. Probably they were just having a fun project, and then people go, oh, we want it, we want it, we want it, and stuff like that happens all the time. So I I hope it goes well for them. I just really don't know what the direction for this project is right now. So, but
Hmm.
that's that. um yeah, and then as for like what I bought Neo. Well, I bought a bunch of one art from bunch of different artists, but I don't really talk about that too much, because it's such a tiny market, and I don't want to like start pumping like tiny collections. And yeah, it's like let them do their thing for a while. Like if you're super curious about what the heck I'm buying, I mean, my address is right in my Twitter name. You can find it. So, but I'm not really gonna focus. I'm not gonna focus on that too much right now. Yeah. So what I bought was NeoStackey. We talked about that before too. NeoStackey was a project by a very well-known guy named Oni-chan, and another guy that's becoming pretty well-known. He's got some good connections. Jose. It's I mean, it seemed like a pretty strong project. It was getting good interest, and it did well. I mean, like I minted one for 0.03, and it went all the way up to 0.3.
Hmm.
So pretty good. It was almost immediately, or like right around there. Very impressive. It's a small collection, so like 1.6 thousand roughly. I think 1,650. And yeah, did very well. But then the floor kind of came down to like 0.2, and it revealed, and it's basically right around there. So I ended up buying one on secondary, and then I sold both. I lost money on the one that I bought on secondary, but I made money on the one I minted, so I'm up like 0.15.
Mm.
Yeah, I just got out because I think like the market is getting a little too saturated, and I'm just kind of worried that even like solid projects are not gonna be able to get good traction in the short term. So I'm being more careful right now. I think Kose and Oni-chan are a good team, and they're obviously they've got a good plan ahead of themselves. It's just that there's so many projects coming out. It's tough to compete with all those projects to get the liquidity that's going to hold up the floor. So I'm just being kind of extra careful right now.
Mm. Yeah, I'll do the same. Like I don't know where they're going, honestly. They're building the community for like alpha and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Like
they were talking about the holders are going to get an alpha pass. Like okay, all right, that's cool, but like can't the NeoStackey be an alpha pass itself, right? like
no, like it's already all played out, and
yeah,
Oni-chan has his own community of 100 in his Discord, right?
yeah,
Basically, all those 100 people are in the NeoStackey's Discord pumping the project.
yeah,
So basically,
yeah.
they're like acting as a mod and hyping the project. So
Right,
like
right.
I see everybody from Oni-chan's community, I mean his Discord in the NeoStackey. That's why
Yeah,
like, oh, they have an amazing community. No, it's not his community. It's Oni-chan's community.
yeah. See, like
Yeah.
that's the thing, and I've been tweeting about this like in Japanese too. Like it's not that these projects are bad or anything. Like I like both of them, and they've got some good connections, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is that more projects are coming out, but there's not like 1,000 new people entering the space every week in Japan. And
Yeah.
so these communities are being split up into, two, three, four, five different communities, and only the strongest ones are going to survive. So
Yeah.
that, like, for example, like I think Neo Tokyo Punks, and yes, I'm biased. I have Neo Tokyo Punks, but they've been very good about preserving the community, and it's been strong. And they're not all about like whitelists and the next drop and all that. People are just there kind of because they like it, and the floor stays very stable. Yeah, if you want like a 10x or whatever, it's like too late. You should have minted. But like right now, the floor is extremely stable, and I'm happy with that. I'm like at this point in the market, like I'm very happy with just a project being stable and growing organically. Um, but if you keep splitting up the communities like that, everybody has limited time. And so it gets a little bit worrying. Like, how can they hold up, multiple floors with only the same amount of people?
Mm.
So, yeah. Like I said, yeah, I'm just being more careful about that because I think there's still incredible opportunities even now in the Japanese market, but it's just not as easy as it was 4 or 5 months ago or 6 months ago. Like, for example, a lot of projects back then, like if you just bought and hold, it would at least stay stable or it would go up a little bit. But
Yep.
right now, I don't have that confidence anymore because so many projects are competing with each other.
And the people are in it for the profit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, exactly. Like, I mean, you see Crypto Ninja Partners go from 0.001 to 3.5. You see something similar happen with Owl Panda Party, and more people are starting to think like, oh my God, what's the next Crypto Ninja Partners? What's the next Owl Panda Party? What's the next this and that? And so they're just turning into whitelist hunters, flippers, just like the global market. And there's some amount of flipping is fine. People want the creator fee, blah blah blah. But I'm just seeing the balance that changing in the Japanese market, and so that's
Mm.
why again I'm being a little bit careful.
Yeah, there's more flippers in the Japanese market for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because there's just more opportunities, right? So there used to be like it used to be that people were in the Japanese NFT space because they were really having fun and they were enjoying it, and there were very few opportunities for flipping. Like when I bought Ao Umino's NFT back like last year or January, whenever it was, like flipping was not like a daily thing or an every weekend kind of thing. It was like people were
Mm.
buying because they liked it. And then like 7, 8 months later, now there's all these opportunities. And so now like people are, more aware of these opportunities. So they come in with that mentality, and so the market starts to change. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm saying the same thing again and again, but just saying, like I think there's still huge potential. It's just you got to be a little bit more careful because I'm not seeing the Japanese space grow at the same speed that there's projects coming out.
Mm.
Yeah. Another project that came out recently was Shield Age. Another
Mm.
project that I didn't know about. I think I had seen the name somewhere, but I didn't pay attention to it. And then I saw it, selling. Like, oh, okay, new project. This one was like 0.059. Yeah, this was the more expensive one. And this came out on Sunday, and the floor is now at 0.124. So it's a double, but it was higher, like maybe a day ago. Probably close to zero point 0.2 around there. I have no idea what this is. Do you know anything about Shield Aid?
Some of my community members were talking about it, but I didn't know anything about this project.
Yeah, yeah. So
Is it even
again,
Japanese?
it's popping up in the NFT ranking, in the Japanese ranking, so it seems like it.
Mm.
So yeah, Tokyo. The team behind is like Tokyo Art something. It was, yeah. I guess some Tokyo based art community or something. But again, I don't know the details. It's just so many projects coming out. Like it's hard to keep track of them, and we've seen it
Mm.
happen in the foreign market too. Like most of them are not going to have the uh, uh, power to sustain, like over the long term.
Mm.
So again, I just don't know anything about Shield Age. I really can't say anything. So, but yeah, you can check it out if you're curious. It's still selling. Um, Another thing that happened the past few days was the Yu-Gi-Oh reveal.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal because it was like over a month of waiting.
Mhm.
And in the like right before the reveal, into the reveal, and in the time, even now it's still doing okay volume, I think, but it did like probably over 500 ETH in volume in just a couple days or 3 days. Um, and so it was like number two, I think, in the overall ranking in ETH volume. And I saw a lot of people tweeting about what they got.
Mhm.
Their
Mhm.
revealed Yu-Gi-Oh, and people, oh, I got a 1 of 1, and this and that. The usual thing that happens. And right now the floor is around 0.25. So the floor before reveal was like 0.3 ish.
Yep.
And then it went down to like around 0.23, maybe a little bit less, went back up to zero point 0.3, and now it's back down to like 0.25, where it was on October 19th when I checked. I was checking my old tweets. It's like, oh, back in October it was still 0.25. So basically, it's been in that same range pretty much since launch. Like, I mean, launch it went up to 0.4 ish, and then
Yeah,
it kind of
that's where
calmed
I
down.
should have sold it.
That's what everybody says, right? And then it's been really, 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 really stable in around the 0.25, 0.3 area.
Mm.
Um, so I think stable projects can be very, very good because it can lead to organic growth. People aren't just chasing the big pump. I don't know if that's what's going to happen to Yugi, and I have no idea. I'm just saying that I've seen it happen with other projects where it stays stable, and then little by little, it goes up. So hopefully, that happens to Yugi, and I like them, and I hope that goes well for them. But I was very impressed by the overall volume. Just a big volume spike in the Thanksgiving weekend when the overall market was pretty dead. So Yugi got a lot of attention.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's Yu-Gi-Oh! And then one other interesting thing that I noticed was Meta Samurai put out another collab collection. I don't think we talked about this last week. Maybe geez, but if I did, sorry. But Space Brothers, they did a collab with Space Brothers, the
Mhm.
manga and anime Uchu Kyodai, which is pretty cool. And all these collab collections are like very small, like they're like maybe 200, 300. So I don't know how it works. I don't know how you get those, but I mean, they're still getting cool collab partners, so that's just pretty cool. I just wanted to highlight that.
Mm.
Yeah, there's always something new with the Meta Samurai people. It's very impressive, and I think the floor is like closer to zero point 0.4 right now, so it's been
Wow.
going up little by little.
Mm.
Uh, and yeah, we said it multiple times, but I guess they're working on a second collection, kind of, companion collection or something. Um, But yeah, that's some of the the main things that I noticed this past week. I don't know. Is there anything else that you can think of, crypto?
Mm, hmm, not that, not at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you think of anything, just let me know. So yeah. There's plenty of projects coming out in Japan, and usually they're in the weekend. Um, and this weekend, I honestly I don't know what the heck is coming out this weekend, but I just wanted to mention a few projects that are I'm kind of paying attention to, or that crypto noticed. We don't have all the exact release dates for all of these, but these are coming in December, I think, maybe all of them. But first, there's Bayplay.
Mm,
I do have whitelist for this one. Honestly, I'm not sure if it will do well. They're definitely going around spaces and crying. I like the artist who worked on this. I'm a little confused by the art style that they chose to go with, but whatever, that's their choice. And Bayplay seems to be like a project that is trying to. They're basically doing kind of like real world brand collabs and I think like discounts in like real world stores too, if you're a holder, something like that.
hmm hmm
Yeah, like partnership with like real actual physical stores, so, something along those lines, right?
hmm
Yeah. So I think conceptually, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, this seems like a very realistic kind of thing. Like people would just get this because they're actually interested in the benefits that they would get. But again, I don't know if this is gonna how well it's gonna do. I mean I hope for them, it does well. I like the team, but I can't really say anything more. I think it's coming out in like December, middle December, roughly, in about
Yeah,
like maybe 2 weeks.
they just changed the midday.
Oh, when is it gonna be?
Oh, I mean, they just postponed it by like 2 weeks.
Oh, so more like end of December then.
In the middle of December.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I think they're distributing more whitelist towards the overseas market.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm paying attention to it. I do have whitelist for it. I hope it does well. So that's Bayplay, Bayplay. Um, Another one that we've mentioned that's coming soon is Kurenai. So that's Kurenai. And this is a project by Big Hat Monkey, who is a very well known builder in the Japanese space. He's put out multiple collections, got a big following. And that's coming in December, right? I think it's like December 18th, maybe something around there.
Yes, yeah.
So Kurenai. Anything you want to add about this one? I mean, the art looks kind of cool, I guess, but I don't really know if there's some kind of larger plan with this.
Yeah, I have no idea. They got cool art, and their supply is kind of high, you know. The,
Yeah.
the,
So I think all the Big Hat Monkey NFT holders get whitelist for this.
yep, I bought one
Eh,
just to get the whitelist.
Yeah. And there's a lot of Big Hat Monkey NFTs. There's probably like I don't know if you put all the collections together, there might be like 4,000, 5,000, something like that. And the
Wow.
overall what
Hmm?
what? Oh, sorry, I thought you said something.
Nothing.
Uh, but the overall supply of Kudenai, what is that? Is it a 10K or is it more?
I think it was like 8,000. I could be wrong. I'm checking now.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I did see it was kind of high. Um,
yeah,
so
their
but
Discord is not as organized as I like it to be.
oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah. So I mean, I know people are talking about it. I've seen people tweet about it, and like we said, the art looks cool, but um, again, it's like I'm not really clear on what they're trying to do with it. And I think the mint price is a little bit higher in the like 0.03 or 0.05 area, something like that.
yeah, I think they're just trying to clean up the art and they're trying to expand the community, you know, because
Yeah.
his past artwork is kind of shitty, honestly. Like you don't want to use that. You don't want to use that for Twitter profile picture, you know.
I don't see. I no. You know what? I don't ever. remember seeing somebody using anything Big Hat Monkey as their PFP.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
So they're just trying to clean up the art and so that people can start using it as a profile
yeah.
picture.
That makes sense. It makes sense. And okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Like I'm not saying like I don't know, like he's been extremely popular and his stuff always sells.
I mean,
But
he just got in at the right time, like
he did.
NO
He got in early.
2022 and all that.
Yeah.
Like if it was in the foreign market, they wouldn't even mint out,
Yeah.
there it was just a joke, like compared to project overseas. The
Yeah, yeah.
Japanese were
It
not
was
as
very
educated.
so um what I will say is when I saw his original collection, the original Big Hat Monkey collection, I thought this is funny. I like the joke. It's just so silly, but I don't. I because it was literally it's just hats. It's monkeys. It's cartoons of monkeys with big hats. So funny, silly, kind of stupid, and I love stupid, silly, funny stuff. I absolutely love that stuff. I bought like pictures of shrimp just because I thought it was funny.
You
Okay, so
did. You
yeah,
really did.
I have like 5 of those. Okay, so I still have them, and I'm totally fine with that. I like shitty, silly stuff, but um, but the way that I saw it as someone who's already active in the foreign market, I went like, I am seeing every single day people put out like monkey ape collections.
Yeah.
I am not interested in a Japanese person putting out a silly monkey ape collection. So that was my take on it. And in a way, I was utterly wrong because the Big Hat Monkey collection was doing like, 7 ETH sales, 8 ETH sales, 10 ETH sales. I could have gotten in before it blew up because I found them really early.
Mm.
But I didn't because I was thinking like, a foreign trader. Um, but yeah, he's kept going with that whole monkey thing. And I mean, he's got a big following, but personally, I've never felt like, oh my God, I want one of these because I've just been so kind of desensitized to the whole monkey ape thing, because I just look at the foreign market. So I don't know. I I hope Kudenai does well. Like I said, the art looks cool, but again, I just really don't know what they're trying to do long term.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Most of the projects are like profitless. Like they make no money. They don't generate no money. Like,
that's the
like
thing. Like it,
without the royalty, they're nothing.
yeah, and very few projects make significant secondary sales to really generate good income from royalties, and because the market in Japan is just so small, so you don't really make that much money. Like the one of the few ones is like Crypto Ninja Partners, because they get such big sales. But even most days, they're only doing like 20 to 30 each, and at 10%, I mean that's like $2,000 a day or three
That's a
thousand
lot.
dollars a day.
Yeah.
It's nice, it's good, but that's basically the only project doing that,
Hmm.
right? Like most projects are not making that much money. No other Japanese project is making that much money on a daily basis. And
That you need. Hmm.
and most projects up until now, recently, were minting out for very, very cheap prices. So you're only making a few ETH, maybe 10 ETH. Like Ao Panda only made 10 ETH from their primary sale.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's pretty crazy, right? Like you can't build something on $10,000, but they made like 1,500 ETH in secondary sales with you know um, a 10% royalty. So that's 150 ETH roughly. That's pretty decent. That's much better. But
Hmm.
most Japanese projects do not make 1,500 ETH in secondary volume within a month, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
That almost never happens. That basically never happens. Yeah, even Neo Tokyo Punks has been out for more than half a year. I think they've got 1,600 ETH in secondary volume.
Hmm.
Yu-Gi-En has done like over 2,000 in like about a month and in a couple weeks, something like that. So Yu-Gi-En is kind of an exception, but they also were marketing a lot to the foreign community where they get a lot of big, like, frequent trading. So that helped. Um, but yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't know what's going to happen with a lot of these projects that mint out for very, very low prices. They don't do big amounts of volume on a regular basis, and they don't have, like a clear road to some other form of monetization.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna run out of the money eventually because
Well,
they're not
many
making.
will.
I mean, they're not making enough money just to pay for the mods and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, pay for the mods, and remember they got to pay for taxes too.
Yeah, so they just gonna be like a soft rug, Like, oh, I really did gave it my best, but
Yeah,
we're out of money. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. Well, because there was no business plan to begin with, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it's tough, man. I mean, like it's I mean, we sound negative, and I guess we are being a little bit negative, but that's the reality of it. Just you just got to be careful. Like, um, it's super fun, and I love seeing all the creativity, but uh, I think that some people are buying into some of these projects, thinking, oh, if I hold for a long time, the floor will go up. Like, no, no, most will not. Most will not. So
yeah,
got
that's
to be
the
careful.
mentality for people in the MetaKozo's community.
Yeah.
They're feeling like they're just saving up, like they're
Uh-huh.
investing. NFT is
Yeah.
not investing. NFT is gamble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Exactly. Yeah.
it's the riskiest thing you can do. Like,
Yeah. 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 Exactly. It is. And let's be completely honest here. Most of the gains are usually right at the beginning. That's where
yeah,
you get the
the first two
biggest.
days.
Yeah. And then after that, only the very, very like top level projects keep going up.
Yep. The only
And
the Azuki level.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, Azuki, total exception. They started late, January of this year, which was very late compared to many other projects. They were the total exception. High mint price, I think 1 ETH was where it got down to, um, and they've managed to succeed incredibly. So yeah, exception. Most projects are not Azuki. But anyway, yeah. Another project that I think is coming out soonish is Togenkyo, right? Is that
Yep,
coming out in
yep.
December?
I'm. Let me check the Discord.
Okay, okay. So Togenkyo, we talked about this like more than a month ago. But
Yep.
Togenkyo is a pretty hype Japanese project. So Hayachi, one of the big influencers in Japan, builder, he's the guy behind the Sodan NFT. Um, Zenryokuman, he's one of the big like influencers slash marketers. He's involved. A couple other well-known people are involved. The artist is Love LUV, who is also a popular Japanese one-of-one artist. So this thing from the very beginning, they just wowed everybody with their team. But they really the first tweet, like there was no real information aside from this is the incredible team that we have. Um,
Mm.
and I mean, it's an impressive team, so of course everybody paid attention. But again, I haven't kept up with it. I just know that it's probably going to do well just because of that. But I really I don't know anything else about it. Did you find any info on the release?
It's TBA.
Okay, all right. But I would figure probably either December or January. Um, they're busy doing different whitelist stuff. I saw like a fan art thing, so they're building. But I do we know anything about like the direction of this project?
No idea. I'm just checking the Japanese channel, and all they say is GM. It's just
Oh
well,
my god!
well. I mean, people are working at this
Oh,
hour,
true, true. Yeah, right now it's yeah. Okay, okay, that's totally true. Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe in the evening it gets better.
Yeah, looks. I see a couple of people talking,
Okay,
but
okay.
the it's not that impressive, honestly.
Yeah,
Like the hype kind of died down. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I think the MetaKozo took over all the hype.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, like I said, big project, so I'm not worried that it won't sell out. I just really don't know, if this would be. Yeah, well, I can't make any decision just simply because I have no information on what the ultimate goal is.
I mean,
So
I don't plan on like holding it for more than a few days. So, I
yeah,
if I can like make quick profit, I will mint it, and
yeah,
if I don't, I will just forget about it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm not getting into secondary in any Japanese project right now. It's just like what I've seen in the past few days is it's profitable for the whitelist people, but then that's it. It doesn't keep going.
mm,
So there will be exceptions, and maybe I'll miss one or two here, but for the most part, that's what I've been seeing.
mhm.
Last one, we're basically at time. Oh well, we still got a little bit of time, but crypto beer punks is one that you told me about, but I didn't know about it. Uh, so crypto beer punks. I just quickly took a look at it. It seems to be related to some kind of like they're trying to build some kind of community related to craft beer in Japan. Which sounds interesting. It's unique. I haven't seen a project like this before in Japan.
Mhm, mhm.
Uh, do you know anything else about it?
No, it was just an easy whitelist, and people were talking about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, if there's some kind of like utility to like I don't know, for people that really appreciate craft beer, I mean, I think that could be something interesting. But I like I said, I don't know anything else about it. So I can't really say.
Me neither. Like, if you get the free beer at the bar or something, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, like Kabuki Tokyo, if you were a Genesis holder, you could get a free drink at their bar. So that was,
Dude,
kind yeah.
like, they don't give you itemized receipt. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
like they just keep asking you to drink more and more, right? Basically, you don't know how many you have had. So I don't know if I'm getting free drink or if I'm like, yeah, yeah,
true, true, true.
yeah, yeah. It's not a like traditional bar where you just order cocktails and stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's gonna be like a lady standing in front of you and sitting next to you, and they'll be
Oh,
like talking to you and asking you to buy them drink and stuff. I'm like, fuck, you expect
oh,
me to work
really?
in here?
Oh, I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, Unisan was like, oh, you can use it as a workspace. I'm like, what? With the loud ass ladies like this? Yeah, I mean, they're really lovely people, but it's not for, workspace for sure.
True, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's for having like it's how can I put it? Like if you have the NFT, that's a nice bonus, but I wouldn't like buy the NFT just for that.
Just for no.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, but the Kabuki Tokyo overall, they've got a lot. I don't know, they've got a lot of utility stuff that they're working on. So I'm very impressed by what they're doing. But yeah, I'm not. I'm just not into Cardano. It's just not a space that I'm comfortable operating
Mm,
in, and so I just haven't got into it. But uh, I mean, if Cardano turns out to be very successful in the long term, Kabuki Tokyo is the first generative, blah blah blah. If they can pull it off, Kabuki Tokyo might be a big deal, but I don't know. I can't say anything. I just
mm.
know I like Unia. I hope it goes well for her.
Yeah, she is quite lovely lady too. Like,
Yeah, I absolutely love that. She's a super fun lady, super smart lady, such a hard worker. Um, got really good connections, good experience. Um, so like if anybody can do it, it's like she can do it. But
yeah,
yeah,
and she's good friends with Hayachi.
yeah,
Yeah,
which is excellent.
yeah, and that's a good connection.
Yeah, and it helped make other connections possible too with other creators and blah, blah, blah. So and she's got really good connections in the global community too because she's been active in the global Cardano community and she speaks English. So I think she's doing everything right. It's just I don't know about the market, right? I don't know how the market is going to react. So that's the
Hmm.
thing. Like it doesn't
I
matter if
mean,
you do everything perfectly. If the market doesn't want it, that's it.
Cardano community is kind of like religion. Like they really love Cardano.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the people who's into like a Ethereum project, they just want the profit, and they
yeah,
love the community. But the people in the Cardano community, they love Cardano, and the
yeah,
Kabuki Tokyo is the first Japanese project for on the Cardano chain. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna do well.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's Cardano has been. If you've been holding Cardano, it's been an absolutely crazy ride because it went from like I don't know pennies all the way up to like $3 and something, and now it's back down to like 10 cents.
Is it 10 cents?
I I I don't know. Last time I checked, it was like 17 cents. I think.
Mm.
And I had Cardano. When I watched it go all the way up. I didn't sell, and then I watched it go all the way back down, and I sold for no profit.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, so at least I didn't lose money on Cardano. But
Hmm.
if you didn't sell, oh my God, like you made so much money and then you didn't make it, and then it's back down to where you bought probably or less.
Hmm.
So in order to hold something like that, you really got to be like, I totally believe in Cardano, right? So I think it attracts a different kind of person, which might be good actually, like you were saying, because these are like true believers. They're going to stick around for the long term because they really believe that Cardano is going to do well in the long term, rather than like you were saying, the short term flippers. So maybe that's actually a good thing. Maybe that's
Yeah,
organic growth, right? Maybe.
yeah. Like, have you seen the Cardano ninjas or other ninjas? They are
Uh
like one of the legend project for
uh
Cardano.
huh. I've
Like when
heard
you
of it, but I've never looked into it.
check out their community, they are starved. Like they should be like good example of how the community should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very active and passionate, I guess.
Yeah, basically the project is really community driven project. They make their song, they make their manga, they make
Wow.
their yeah, they make everything together.
Yeah. Yeah. See that reminds me a little bit of Tokyo Punks, right? Like they're doing all these projects, all this stuff. Just the community is just doing it just because they're doing like spaces, multiple spaces a week, like multiple members, and they're just doing it because they want to do it. And Neo Tokyo Punks doesn't like go up to 3 ETH or whatever, but it's been super stable, and you still see a lot of people using the profile picture, tweeting about it, very active, and they're just there, I guess, because they really like it, and I feel safe holding something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think Nico-san has been very good about never talking about floor price, never talking about if you hold 10 Neo Tokyo Punks, you're gonna get whitelist to this or that. He never makes it about the money, which is really really good in the long term. In the
Mm.
short term, maybe that makes the floor go up, but it also attracts a different kind of person, and then that makes the floor go down in the long term.
I see. And then people's gonna leave the community because the
Yeah,
floor price gonna be below the mint price.
yeah, exactly, exactly, yeah. And then they all run away because no more money to be made. But with Neo Tokyo Punk, there was never any promise of the money, or with something like Ada Ninjas, probably the same. The people weren't talking about you're going to make this money or this money. People just get into it because they see like, oh my god, this community is still active even when the market is absolute shit. And people are still excited about the project, and people are still creating things inspired by the project. Go, oh, there must be something special here. That's the conclusion that you come to, right?
Yep.
And in a way, yes, I do think there's something special there because people are still liking it, people are still enjoying it, and I think I that's why I've said it before. Yes, I'm a Neo Tokyo Punk holder, but I like Nico-san's approach. Does Neo Tokyo Punks do everything perfectly? No, of course not. No project does everything perfectly, but I like him as a person and kind of how he has built a following, just kind of being a nice, good person, building, creating art, and never really focusing on the floor went up, the floor went down, and this and that. It's like, no, the community is going to talk about that, but
Mm.
Nico-san doesn't have to talk about that. So,
Interesting. What do you enjoy the most about the Neo Tokyo Punks?
what I like is honestly, I've gotten to know people. I've become kind of friendly with maybe like 5, 6, 7 people that are kind of notable in the community. I used to do spaces with them regularly. and they still are doing stuff. They're active in the general space. They still use their NeoTokyo profile pictures. And I can DM them if I have a question about something. If I need their help with something, I can DM them, and I know they're going to help me. They were helping me a little bit with John Smith on Chain, the project that I was
Mm,
working on. So I've been able to connect with like good people that I like, um, that otherwise I would have never connected with, and they're generally very positive people trying to build and keep growing the space, and I like that. I think it's a really good place to connect with people because the community is small, right? It's only like 1,000 something holders,
mm,
and obviously most are not active on a daily basis. So you get to know the people that are most active, and then the people that are most active are also the people that are very active on Twitter, and they engage with my tweets. There's some people that like every single tweet that I have. I've gotten to know them from NTP. They still have their NTP like profile picture, and I know them like Kurachi-san, and there's a couple other people. They always like my stuff, and I'm like, wow, geez,
mm.
guys, thank you so much. Like so. The community is really supportive. I mean, once you're in there and you're active, then they're very supportive, and it's small enough where you can actually get to know people. It's not like 10,000 people where it's like, oh my god, like I don't know who the hell you are, like. So I think they've been able to keep it going, very in a very good way. Can't say what'll happen in 6 months, but for now, I like how it's going in terms of the community.
Mm. I see. You enjoy being part of the community.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoy getting to know people and having people that I can like basically rely on, ask for help. Like we all know we're going to help each other. That that's an incredible utility. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Neo Tokyo. Are they going to make a manga? Are they going to make an anime someday? Is that going to be successful? I have no idea.
Mm.
So, but for now, what I can say is I like Nico-san. I like his approach, and I like that people in the community are very supportive, and we've been able to kind of help each other out. When somebody has a question about English or something, I've had a person that I know in the NTP. They come and ask me, it's like, oh yeah, maybe you should change this, and we help each other out. So, I'm fine with that.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean that's the key, right? That's how you build like organic growth. But how long can you keep that going? I don't know. That's the question that we're all asking each other, right?
Yeah, eventually they're gonna find something cooler.
Yeah, that's the worry. That's the concern, right? Do they leave eventually? Is there something that will distract them and take them away? I don't know.
Mm, interesting. Just like the big hot monkey is doing, like they're gonna upgrade their PFP.
Yeah.
You know, the people always updating on the old ideas.
Yep. Yeah. 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 Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. Just that's yeah. I don't know. I think the point is organic growth versus just
Artificial
the
pump.
yeah, exactly, versus
Like,
artificial pump.
yeah, if you hold 10, you get whitelist for next project.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once everything stops making money, you go, oh no, now I have 10. I have to sell.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. That the yeah,
Yeah.
there's
It's scary. It's
not much
scary.
volume. Yeah.
Yeah, there really is not that much volume right now. There never was in Japan. There was just spikes every once in a while, but right
Mm.
now it yeah, it's really calmed down. On the weekends it heats up a little bit, but more projects, same amount of money.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna be
that
thinned out. It's gonna be
yeah,
thinned out and spread out throughout the
yeah,
all the project in Japan. There's some
yeah.
people buying Clone X. They're like having the Clone X meet and the Azuki meet in Tokyo and stuff.
But that
So,
that's the thing. Like so, um, like what happened? So eventually, we saw this happen in the foreign market. So like both you and I experienced this firsthand. But what happens is people start to see new projects as a way to make so that they can get the big projects like Clonex or whatever, the really expensive stuff. But
mm,
eventually, people realize that the new projects are just being used for that. So then they stop minting. They stop minting, and then nothing makes money anymore. And then people start leaving.
yeah, like yeah, people in the overseas they flip their NFTs into blue chips
Yep,
projects.
yep,
Like I understand, like you want to show your Azuki and the Clone X on the profile picture, instead of like, cheap ass NFT, like the shilling is the most useful utility, right?
Yeah, shilling, flexing, and shilling. Yeah,
Like, yeah, people sell their NFTs into uh like MAYC.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
That's why like all the small
imagine
project
all the
dies
people that
down.
flipped their gains into like the top of the market, and they lost all their gains basically.
Yeah, even if you hold like get into the blue chip project, the value of the those NFTs keep going down.
Yeah.
I have a list of all the blue chip project, you know, and with the prices on certain days in certain month,
Uh-huh.
man, everything is down.
Yeah. 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 It's scary, like so. But that's what I'm seeing a little bit in Japan too. It's like people are trying to get into the more expensive stuff by selling, the stuff that they make gains on.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Like the market in Japan is much smaller. So even if there's like a little bear market here or there, whatever, usually it's not that bad compared to the global market because prices never go up that much. But if people start to lose more money, then that's not good for the overall market. So I'm just saying, got to be careful.
Yep. I think the community is a key. Like even if you hold the Clone X and you don't enjoy being part of the community,
Mhm.
like you just gonna let that NFT go, and then get
Yeah,
into the project with a better community. Like
yeah.
honestly, CloneX community is not the greatest, honestly.
I've never been in the Discord or anything, but I think you probably have a bunch of core members that are active, but then the vast majority of people are probably just whales and holding and
I
not
mean,
really that active.
the people who hold the Clone X, they're not really active on the Discord. They're more active on the Twitter because they use that Twitter profile picture to become influencer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like they don't give a shit about the community. They just want the prestige and the power that comes with it.
Well, that's what happens whenever like anything gets super expensive, right? It's like now you're not buying it to really be a part of the community. Most people are buying it to flex, right? That's the flex, right? It's like
Yeah, yeah.
why are people buying like $60,000 board apes even now?
Goddamn.
Well, some people really want to show off, right?
Mm.
Not everybody, but a lot of people that's kind of like their thing, right?
Yeah,
So
like if you change your PFP into like BAYC, you get like instant followers.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, hey, if I could have a crypto punk, I'd gladly have a crypto punk, but I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not
same,
going to spend,
same.
you know. If somebody's going to give me a Clone X, they're like, yes, please, I'll happily have a Clone X. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying right now is I'm not prepared to spend $10,000 on a Clone X. Like, if you minted or you got in early, man, you're good, right? Like, I might even be like, I might not sell either if I was in that position because
yeah.
I do think a lot of the top level projects are probably the ones that are going to survive. Like Clone X, Nike backing, it's probably going to survive.
Mhm.
But the little ones that are coming out that get like big pumps at the beginning, most of those are not going to survive.
Yeah, like the wannabe Clone X.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we can't predict the future, but it's just generally speaking, if you look at the foreign market, that's what has played out. And I mean, I think it's only natural that something similar will happen in Japan. It's just that the numbers are much smaller. Like, we don't get $100,000 crypto ninja partners because there's just less money in the market.
Mhm.
We got $100,000 Azuki floor, but it's just like I said, different level. But still, similar kind of behavior is kind of going on. So um, we're kind of repeating ourselves again and again just because we've seen it happen before, and I think we both care about the Japanese market. Where
Mhm.
we're active in the Japanese market. We like to see Japan grow and see projects succeed, but we also don't want to see people lose a bunch of money because then that will negatively impact the overall market.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm mainly focusing on one of one art, but that is extremely illiquid. Most of the time, you can never sell it, and only once in a while does it really like blow up. So for me, it's all about like not all about, but the main thing is looking for one-of-one art, connecting with the artist, getting to know them. Sometimes I help them out. Sometimes they help me out. And, I make friends, I make connections, and, I learn from them and hopefully help them. And sometimes, it turns into something that I can sell later, and great, whatever. If it does, maybe I sell, maybe I don't. If it doesn't, that's fine. I made a friend, I made a connection, I got to know somebody, and I'll keep on holding happily. So, and usually those are very like cheap entries anyway, so it's not like I'm spending thousands of dollars on any one piece of art. So that's what I find the most enjoyment in. But when I get a good opportunity, of course I jump into a trade, and that's fine. But that's kind of what I'm doing for now. And I know crypto, you're mainly focusing right now on both Zeal Chain and Spam DAO, so you've been super busy with that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, building community is the key, basically, honestly.
Yeah. So that's it. If we came off kind of negative, I guess we kind of were, but it's just that we've lost a lot of money too. So
yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely concerned about the Japanese market.
Yeah.
And that's like we're not being negative. We're just being concerned,
Yeah, exactly. Like, if we're wrong, if we're totally wrong, that's good. We want to be wrong.
Yeah, 100%. Like a lot of my friends overseas, they are asking, "Oh, how do I get in touch with the LLAC, like Live Like a Cat?"
Yeah.
That's the next upcoming Ikehaya's project, right? You do have to be like in the his paid Discord, which was what was his ICL?
I see Ikehaya Crypto Lab or Labo.
Yeah, you'd have to be like part of the community. You'd have to pay like $700 up front just to get the whitelist.
No, right? It's more like true, dollars. Yeah, $700.
Yeah, and people are like looking at his project for the profit. Like as soon as he launches, all the flippers gonna jump in, and all the novice Japanese traders, they're gonna get wrecked. Like they're gonna buy high and sell low, whatever. Like or buy high and diamond hand everything.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like
crazy.
This is what, like we're gonna wrap up. We're going a little bit long, but last thing, it's like look what happened with Owl Panda Party. Again, project I love. I still hold several. I love Aomino-san. I've seen her grow. I love what she's doing. I think that project does have long-term potential. She is one of the few creators that I think can spin into mainstream success. But short term, I can't guarantee anything will happen long term, but that's my opinion. But short term, what did we see happen? We saw Owl Panda do crazy numbers. It went from 0.001, I think within a week, it went to like 2 ETH. Of course, that was foreign traders jumping in as well. But the thing is that what happens now? Now, traders both in Japan and abroad are looking to the next Ikehaya-san collected collection because they think that's going to perform in the same way as Owl Panda. Maybe it will.
No
Maybe
way.
It will. I don't know. But
that's 20,000 supply.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know LLAC was 20,000 supply. Jeez. Okay, that's ridiculous. But hey, Crypto Ninja Partners is 22,222, so you never know. They could lock up like half the supply, and you never know. But so my point is that when you start to get like these expectations of the next Owl Panda Party, it's just like Crypto said. Like now all the traders are jumping in, they're pumping it. Now all the novice traders are going to jump in too, and they're probably going to get wrecked. And now you start to get people.
They're gonna sell their own Owl Panda just to get into LLAC.
That's the thing. So now you start to get these big liquidity events like other deeds. Like before other deeds, people were selling off everything. Floors were like going down because they were trying to get money to buy an other deed.
Yeah, but who's holding the back when the music is like music sucks,
Exactly. So
the music is coming to stop soon.
Exactly. Yeah, like this can't go on forever. So what happens when people are selling all their other projects, floors start to go down, they try to get in to the next one, LLAC or whatever it is, the Mafia Animals, then they lose money, overall sentiment keeps going down, and that's what I don't want to happen. The Japanese market has been so nice up until now.
Anybody could have made money in the Japanese market.
Yeah. yeah, yeah. So again, I've said it so many times. Just be careful, guys. If you're listening to this, you are probably all the like foreign like influencers, all the like English speaking influencers are probably saying Japan is the meta. You got to jump into this. No, we were saying that like before everybody else was saying that. Now we are saying be careful.
Yeah. Yep.
So in 2 months, I hope I'm not right. I hope I'm totally wrong. But we've seen it happen before, and I'm scared it will happen again. So that's all.
Yeah, 100%. Like honestly, what does LLAC will provide? You know, it's just
Yeah,
another project from Ikehaya. It's nothing special. It's just
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah,
liquidity event.
yeah. Exactly. Will it provide 2 ETH of value? Probably not. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that. Okay. Like I'm not saying I really don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they do something really cool, but is it going to be worth 2 ETH of value? I don't know. Usually it's not.
No, $2,000 is a lot of money
Yeah.
just for a picture of punk ass cat.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. 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 So just again, be careful. That's all. I know I've said it like a million times, but that's all. We'll end here. So if you don't follow me, I tweet sometimes more fun stuff, sometimes kind of negative stuff about Japan and NFTs in general. You can follow me. We're at Tokyo Alpha HQ. If you want to follow the Twitter, that's all the like Tokyo Alpha only related stuff. And then you can follow at Kuri the Degen. That's Curi the Degen. That's crypto. That's CURIPTO. My partner in crime here. So you can follow him. And like I said, he's the co-founder of Spam DAO. So if you're curious about that, go check that out. Yeah, I think we should be able to do this next week again, probably. Right?
Hope
Probably.
so. Hopefully I'm not in Thai.
Okay. All right. So, well, it depends on crypto's schedule. He's the one with the crazy schedule. So, but yeah, I try to announce it the night before at least. So, but usually we record live on Tuesdays, U.S. So that's all, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you for coming. Thank you, Tony.